My personal story. So being a survivor of domestic violence, I went through over 24 consecutive years of abuse.
Okay, so this was someone you was married to.
This is, let's see, biological father, stepfather, uncle, cousin, classmate, boyfriend, ex-husband.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. And saying that, okay, I want to ask one question. Was your mom abused?
I found out that my father was also abusing my mother once I came out with my story, because my mom, too, I didn't name her, but she was also one of my abusers.
Yeah. So this is a learned behavior?
It is a learned behavior, and it's also, I have found out, it can be genetic.
That's what I was getting to, because I was just about to ask, was she abused by her parents or by anyone that you know of? Because back in the days, a lot of women tend to be more hush-hush about certain things, and they're not so much, they're like, when their children would come to them and say, Mom, I was touched, or Mom, they're like, shh, don't tell nobody, just suck it up, everything be okay. You know, that type of thing, try to put a Band-Aid on it instead of actually dealing with the situation. And a lot of times why they did that is because their mother or whoever their guardian was did that to them, so they didn't know how else to deal with it.
And for my mom's situation, my grandmother, her mother, was actually killed, head-on collision by a drunk driver. And so my grandmother, her mother was a nurse. And so when she lost her mother at 13, she just decided that she was just going to pretty much wild out. So my mom and my father had been together. She was 13, he was 18. And she had me when she was 15. So it wasn't that her mom or and my grandfather was an alcoholic, so he really was never around. And my father took this little girl, and that's all she knew. So my father is a hot-blooded Puerto Rican, and my mom was an uneducated little black girl and fell in love with this man that my family hated. Just heard stories how my family really hated my dad. And so I just think he had the opportunity, like most abusers do, to mold and groom, and that's what he did to my mom. So it wasn't that she grew up around it. It was just the fact that my father took advantage of.
Did you ever find out if he was around that when he was younger? Why it made him into that person?
My father didn't know his father, so I don't know if that stemmed from anger.
Okay.
Not knowing really where he came from. And my grandmother passed away 15 years ago, so she kind of took that with her. And then, you don't kind of ask your elders their business.
Right.
So we have so it's like, for me, a part of me is missing because I have no idea
where that came from or where it stemmed from. And that's what we all think about, is that, well, today, if you're thinking straight, you think about it has to be a learned behavior from somewhere, whether it be, it doesn't even have to be genetic. It could be something that you were raised around. It doesn't have to be somebody you're related to, but something you've seen, so it's a learned behavior. But it has to come from somewhere. It's not always just, you just made up and I'm just going to start beating on this woman